At 70 years old, I only wanted one decent photo before leaving this world, but the photographer smiled and said he could make me 50 years younger. I thought he was joking, but the moment the shutter clicked, something strange happened. When I walked out of the studio, I could actually catch up to a moving bus. The driver stared at me in shock. Before I could react, a thug walked up to flirt with me. His greasy tone made me slap him instantly, but when I saw my reflection in his sunglasses, I froze completely. The woman in the reflection was young and beautiful. I pinched myself in disbelief. The pain told me this was not a dream. I rushed back to the photo studio, but it had turned into a small restaurant. When I asked the owner, she said there had never been a photo studio on this street. I did not know where to go, nor did I dare face my family, so I hid in a bathhouse for the night. My phone kept flashing with missed calls from my son, but I had no courage to answer. When I woke up the next morning, the shoulder pain that bothered me for years had miraculously disappeared. My body felt as light as a teenage girl's. As I was about to leave, I saw a hunched old lady, and the sight made my heart ache. Maybe heaven pitied how hard my life had been, and gave me another chance. 50 years ago, I watched my husband board a plane overseas while I was pregnant, but not long after my child was born, I received the news of his sudden death. Holding my baby, I cried as I scattered his ashes into the river. To raise my child, I worked myself to exhaustion, yet they still went hungry often. I survived discarded vegetable leaves. Whenever I felt I could not go on, I would see my son's clear, innocent eyes, and force myself to keep going. That was how I raised him as a university professor, the greatest pride of my life. But even when I grew old, I still could not rest. I worked in a community cafe to make ends meet. Maybe because I suffered too much, my temper became worse and worse. I could start a fight with the neighbors over the smallest thing, and the old man next door always had to break it up. But the one who ended up getting hurt every time was always that old man because of me.